Hello, Vibers. Today we are doing a very important set of readings on whether or not the narcissist is blocking your finances. Now, this is a good one for you if you are currently dealing with narcissistic abuse or have previously been a victim of and are currently recovering from narcissistic abuse. Let's get started. I can't laugh before this one. If you happen to be new here, my name is Shon, and I am so happy that you are joining us. Let's take a look at your piles. For our reading today, we have 3 different goddess decks that will appear in each group's reading. And you can even use these decks as your selector in choosing your pile. But I've also put together for you, as usual, the combination of a crystal, a quote, and a flower. I will introduce those to you in just a second. But for right now, pile 1. You have the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle that will be giving you your advice for today. And, oh, Hecate! Just to let you see the artwork there. Love this deck. When I first got it, I did not vibe with it at all. And I'm glad I kept it because, oof, I love this deck. Okay, and then we have the African Goddess Rising Oracle with Yamaya. So that's the artwork for that deck. That's pile 2, of course. And then finally, we have, for pile 3, a brand new deck to my channel. Ooh, with the goddess Allah. I think that's how you say it. Maybe it's Allah. Actually, it's probably Allah because there's only one L and not 2. And this deck is called the Legendary Ladies Oracle. Brand new to my channel today. The name of the creator of that deck, I always like to give you guys the names of the creators. So these I've already introduced in the past, but since this is our first time with this deck, it's Anne Shen. And of course, as always, I will put links to each of these decks in the description box in case you decide you would like to get them for yourself. We'll also be getting some guidance for you today from my money manifestation deck. And then we'll see what kind of work you need to do around the situation by getting some information from the chakra love cards. All right, here come your other choice for selectors, crystal, quote, and flower combination. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. This is a long intro today, huh? Take a second, take a look, see which of these piles is calling to you today, and I will see you in your reading. Oh yes, I forgot. In addition to seeing which one of these piles is calling to you today, in case you happen to be new to pick a card, you're going to scroll down to the description box and find the time stamps that will take you to your specific reading. I will see you there. Hey Group 1, and welcome to your reading. We are looking today at whether or not a narcissist is blocking your finances and what you should do about it if they are. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. The entire channel is dedicated to bringing you a divine feminine approach to your career and wealth, your business if you happen to be a business owner. So be sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any of my messages. We are going to start with your oracle card. So as I mentioned in the intro, we have for your reading the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle, as well as my money manifestation oracle and the chakra love cards. So to start. Oh, and then we are also going to get some deeper details, more information from the Light Seers Tarot. It is a deck that I absolutely love for anything that has to do with healing. Yeah, especially healing. I was going to say healing or personal development, but in particular healing. Okay, so the goddess, look at this. Look at this. You got Bridget. And her message to you is you are a healer. I feel like if you were drawn to this pile, you have been, and you already knew that you have been affected, your finances have been affected by a narcissist because they had money struggles. They were not good with managing their money, and you took it upon yourself to try to help them out. And now you might be seeing some of the fallout to your own finances, maybe incurring more debt than you had before you were involved with this person. If the narcissist in your life was somebody romantic, or even if it was somebody who you felt close with, like a family member or a friend, and you tried to help them. Like if you co-signed, I'm getting co-sign. You guys, that's something we always have to be careful of, even in the best of circumstances. But unfortunately, co-signing for a narcissist is very dangerous because they tend to feel entitled to receive from you, but don't feel that same sense of entitlement that they should pay their bills on time. So that might be partially at play here for you. The next card you have is Innovate. This is from the Money Manifestation Oracle, Money Manifestation Oracle. So this is Innovate. With the right inspiration, you can bring a novel approach to almost anything. What can you innovate to contribute towards making the world a better place? So some of you may have wanted to start a business or some venture of your own, maybe just providing certain services to people on a freelance basis and not having a full-on business. And you put that on hold while you were trying to heal this narcissist's finances. I feel like you getting this card here at this time in your reading is saying for you to know it's not too late for you to still do it. You are starting later than you had planned. You may feel behind in terms of, how the industry that you were interested in providing those services in has advanced since you first had the idea, or you might just feel behind because of being overwhelmed by what your finances look like now and not being able to see a clear path forward. But this guidance here with us getting Innovate means you can always come up with a plan. You can always come up with an idea that is new. So if you are finding yourself only focused on the things that are already known, the ways that are already known to bring your idea to fruition, I'm getting to tell you, think outside the box. Think outside the box. Apply to yourself and your idea or endeavor that you want to bring to life. It could be a piece of art that you wanted to create if you're an artist. Apply to that the same sense of, oh, here's a new thing. Oh, here's an idea that you have when you were trying to help this other person out, okay? Remember, as a healer, it's not just that you heal other people. It's that you have the ability to heal yourself. And in this case, I feel like you're being reminded that you have the ability to heal your finances as well. But you have to be committed to wanting to recover and not feeling, self-pity. There are judgments around that word. Let me just tell you, I don't judge you if you feel self-pity. I feel like sometimes we go through stuff that feels really, really terrible and people don't want to hear about it, or they don't give us the space to talk about it, or they give us the space for a little bit, but then we're still stuck with these unresolved feelings. And sometimes self-pity is actually you finally being at a place where you're noticing you should have had better. You deserve better. So if you are feeling self-pity, that's okay. Give it a time frame, okay? You can give it like a few weeks. You can give it a few months. I don't really believe in that so much, but I have heard other people say stuff like that. I think give it a designated amount of time per day. I am allowed to feel sorry for myself around this circumstance, around these finances, around this situation, around what this narcissist did to me for 2 hours today. And the other, 18? No, that's not good math. 24, 6. The other 16 minus 2 is 14. The other 14 hours of the day that you are awake, you commit those hours to living without the self-pity, more productively and more innovatively, okay? So let yourself heal yourself and let yourself believe in your ideas again and your ability to bring those ideas to fruition, for sure. And then the final card you have says safety. I feel there's a double meaning here, okay? And this is the root chakra, by the way. So this is the chakra love cards. And the root chakra is, the seat of our sense of security. When we are feeling insecure, whether it's financially insecure or insecure in another way, it is oftentimes because our root chakra is out of balance. And that's not the source. It's usually the result of something that we experienced in life, experienced in the world, which then got that energy unaligned in that part of the chakra system, okay? So your card here says safety. In the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe. So one of the things that's coming through as a message to you with this card and the focus on the root chakra is reclaiming a sense of your own safety, not feeling as though, and this is a hard thing to say if you are recovering from harms that you went through for a long period of time with someone, your sense of being able to trust life and trust yourself. This card coming up at this time is like reminding you that you can reclaim a sense of your own safety, that you can believe it's possible for you to be safe again, that it is possible for you to be financially safe again, and most importantly, that it is possible for you to be psychologically safe again, because that's where the damage was done. It's in the gaslighting, right? And the gaslighting teaches us not to trust ourselves. And you getting the safety card and innovate at the same time, definitely, let me switch this over here. Definitely, this is about trusting the ideas you have, trusting your ability to bring them together, trusting your ability to heal. Look at all this red energy, the flaming color here and the flaming red of her hair. This is about power, red, flames, what we tend to think of redheads as spitfires, the Celtic people. Bridget is a Celtic goddess. This is about your power. These are all symbols of power. And your message is to remember that the power you had is still the power you have. It is innate to who you are. No one can take that away from you. They can make you forget it for a time. And I feel like you have been in a period of forgetfulness about who you are, what you can do, what is possible for you, and even probably what you want, because there's been so much focus on what the narcissist wanted or claimed they wanted. That's part of the gaslighting. They'll say that they want a certain thing and you give them that thing and then they don't want it anymore. And you learn not to, ironically, you learn not to trust your ability to make choices because you chose to give them that thing, or you chose to help them. You chose to help them with their finances, possibly in this situation that we're talking about here today. And then it's I should have known better. Why did I do that? And starting to turn in on the self, So be careful of that. Don't stay in that too long. It was an episode. It may have been a many years long episode, but it is an episode of your life. It is not your whole life. It does not define you. I'd be really interested to know what's your opinion about that when it comes down to how you are affected when somebody tells you they want something and you try to give them that thing and then their mind changes. Do you forgive that easily? Does that hold you back, hold you down? Does it make you doubt or distrust yourself? Or are you one of those people who is very rare and very lucky and you go, you know what, I ain't fooling with you no more. Took me a long time to get to be that person. I'm not fooling with you no more, What's your opinion on that? When helping someone has caused you to have negative consequences, how do you deal with that? Do you deal with it? And if you have some ideas, please share them in the comments because other people could probably, definitely actually benefit from what you have already learned. And it can help them and me, because, I read all of your comments, grow. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at the Light Seers Tarot, just to get some more detail for you. But definitely self-forgiveness is called for here. Self-forgiveness is a big part of the healing. And Bridget is reminding you that you are a healer. And by that token, you have the ability to heal yourself. Your healing ability is not always just about what other people can get from you. How they benefit from that which is you. Listen, it's so important to know that as a healer, you are powerful. Healing is a power. It is a superpower. All right. Bridget is also connected with creativity. So again, some of you who picked this pile may specifically be artists. I'm definitely getting a lot of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, particularly Aquarius with innovate here, because Aquarius is not just thoughts and ideas as is Libra, as is Gemini, but also innovation, technology. Technology is what I meant to say. So you might be air sign or have a lot of air energy in your chart. I myself am an Aquarius. For the longest time, I had thought that my rising sign was Gemini. Turns out I was so wrong. It's Cancer. All right, so let's see what comes up for you right now from the tarot, as far as some, oh, look at that. This one really wanted to come out. More insight, more details for you regarding how you can recover from the harm that this narcissist has done to your finances. And listen, you guys, if I hadn't said it clearly and explicitly before, yes, unfortunately, the narcissist is blocking your financial potential. For some of you, you might still be in the scenario. You might still be in the relationship or still have to deal with that person. You know, the narcissist could be somebody at your work. They could be your supervisor, and they're keeping you from advancing in some way, you know. For the majority of you, I am definitely getting relationship energy. And some of you who are still in that relationship, you might be like, how do I shift this? How do I change this? How do I stop the behavior? How do I stop being affected by it? Because I'm still connected to this person and they still need things from me. You know, hopefully we're going to get you some guidance on that in just a second when we take a look at these tarot cards. And then for others of you, it is the idea of, you know, you're out of the relationship. You're no longer working with the person. So whether it was a coworker situation, supervisor situation, or romantic relationship or family relationship, best friend, whatever. And you're just you feel damaged. That's the key. Group one, you feel damaged by what's happened. But Bridget's showing up here, and the word innovate and the message that came with that money card around that, and the reminder that you can rebalance your root chakra and get back to a sense of safety. You are not damaged from this. Wounded, but not dead. Okay? So let yourself heal. Let yourself recover. Believe that it is possible and okay for you to heal and recover. And know this, you're not in danger of making the same mistakes again, because I am getting that those of you who came to this pile, whether you've done that a cajillion times before with other narcs before this person, this is the final straw. This is the one. This is not happening again. That's what I have for you. That's what I feel for you. Okay, let's take a look at these tarot cards and see what other details come through. So your first card is, yes, yeah. You guys, I wish y'all could have seen me because I'm just like sitting over here dancing for you. You have the Five of Cups, which is the grief card, the regret card, and you have it in reverse. So now is the time for you to start coming out of the energy of regret. Let yourself feel compassion for yourself over what you have experienced, you know, whether it shows itself as self-pity or not, or just a healthy sense of sadness, maybe even anger. Listen, group one, if you've been trying to make yourself not feel angry, stop that right now. Because it's part of the process. It's part of getting you to the other side. But this is the time to come out of the energy of regret. This is the time. We have the regret card, the grief card in reverse. The second card that you have is the Knight of Pentacles, and you also have that in the reverse. So this is, this card in this position is guiding you to release the investment which has been lost, okay? So that could be specific financial investments that you have made that took a negative turn while you were dealing with this narcissist, or maybe it was their idea to invest in that thing, or maybe you gave them money for something they said they wanted to do and you saw it as an investment because you believed in this person and you believed in, you know, your relationship with each other. For some of you, it's a job and you stayed and stayed and stayed to empty promises, and that was an investment. But wanting that investment to pay off is the obstacle for you right now. Whichever way that investment looks to you, what you have planted while in connection with this narcissist, this is hard to do. I just spoke to a client about this the other day because she is going through a divorce. And in her marriage, while she was with this person who it is definitely past time for her to leave, they accumulated certain assets together, one in particular that she feels heart attached to. And an unwillingness to let go of that asset is making it take longer and be harder for her to let herself completely move on from this partner who truly hasn't been a partner to her, and that she, in her highest level of self, is ready to move on from. And it can be really, really hard to take the L when we loved something, believed in it, and put money into it too, because it was some sort of an investment. But sometimes that's the thing we have to do to move on to our next thing. And that next thing is going to be a better thing, because the thing that is draining you and hurting you, that is not your destiny. That is not your best. Okay? All right. And then the final card you have. Damn! That's the Strength card. I have no more words to add. It's the Strength card, you guys. So, and we talked earlier about, oh, you can't see it. Shoot, let me switch these cameras so you can see it better. You got safety in regards to root chakra, and again, in case I didn't say it explicitly, do some clearing work for that root chakra, part of your chakra system. Okay, rebalance that root chakra, cleanse that root chakra. And then you also have the Strength card. And these go together, because when your root chakra is balanced, you feel safe and you feel strong. And this card in this position is letting, first of all, it is reminding you to remember your strength and to know that you are strong. And you're not just strong because of what you went through, because that has made you stronger. It will make you stronger going forward in your life, but also because you are one of those people that was born innately strong. Your default is strong, but you just had a series of situations and people and circumstances that may have taught you to play small, may have, again, wounded you. Wounded but not broken, and definitely not dead. And so your self-concept may be damaged because of that. But you, in your rawest, truest, natural self, are strong. Remember the redhead stuff I said earlier? And that red energy from that root chakra? The power? I said you're a naturally powerful person, and this confirms that. So remember your strength and then begin to lean into it. The strength is inner strength first. And then you will see as you start to feel, believe in, lean into your strength more and more, ways in which you can externalize that strength in the dealings with others and the choices you make and the risks you choose to take. You are not a naturally risk-averse person. Otherwise, you wouldn't have invested in the first place. To get this investment card upside down means you took a chance at some point and invested. And again, it could have been you invested in this narcissist business, or you invested in them by, combining your finances with them in whatever way it was. Maybe you invested in a specific set of stocks because they convinced you it was the right thing to do, or a rental property, So you're not risk averse naturally, even though you may feel like you are right now. Let me give you an affirmation to send you on your way so you can align with this sense of strength. This one is an easy one. Sometimes when I create these for you on the spot, I'm just like, I don't know what to say. And then sometimes it's just like that. Okay, you ready? I am strong. Bam. It's that simple. I got another one for you. I can handle this. I don't really like that one for you as much though. Yeah, something did like this. I don't know how to describe the feeling that I got when I said that one. It's the I am strong. You may have had this narcissist tell you over and over again that you were not strong, that you were weak. And then they did things to confuse you and trick you, and you began to believe their lie. But you are strong. I am strong. That is your affirmation. You may, say it right now. Say it right now. And if you feel like it, type it in the comments and claim that. But you may realize as you say it right now, or you type it right now, oh, I haven't said that in a very long time. You have forgotten how strong you are. And your guidance. Bridget's guidance is to heal yourself. And one way for you to heal yourself is to remember that you are strong. This is what I have for you today, Group 1. I absolutely love this for you. Listen, if you've enjoyed these messages today and you find value in this affirmation, please give this video a thumbs up. I guess it's a thumbs up because it's YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and definitely share this with someone who you think might need it. We are never the only person we know who is dealing with a narcissist. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Hey Group 2, and welcome to your reading. So today we are taking a look at whether or not a narcissist is blocking your finances and getting you some advice on what to do if they are. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where I give you a divine feminine approach to your career and wealth, including your business if you happen to be a business owner. And I take business owner to also mean independent artists. Now, at the end of your reading, I will be giving you an affirmation to help you stay aligned with the messages that come through today to help you move forward on your financial path. So why don't we just jump right in and get started? All right, as I mentioned in the introduction, your first card is from the African Goddess Oracle. Oh, I love this. Inkosazana. Isn't this a gorgeous card? This goddess's name is Inkosazana. Now all of a sudden I can't say it. Inkosazana. When I think about it, I can't say it. And her keyword is celestial alignment. And I absolutely love that you got this. I will tell you why in I'll just go ahead and tell you. Listen, Group 2, the good news for you is it feels as though the narcissist is not being successful in blocking your finances, or if they are doing some things that you are seeing some effect, or you are having effect from things that they have already done, this is part of your path. You are still in alignment. You are not off course. You have not missed any boat or any opportunities that have passed you by were not meant for you. You are still going forward in the way that you are most aligned for living your most financially productive life. So feel good about that. Let's see what your other cards are. We also have from the money manifestation deck, laziness. This sounds like it's a bit of an admonition for you, Group 2. So an admonishment, I should say. So you have your dreams are so much bigger than your efforts to achieve them. If you want to accomplish great things, you'll have to try harder. That is definitely an admonishment, Group 2. And that, along with us getting Inkosazana with her message of celestial alignment, says to me that some of you who are drawn to this reading, now listen, don't get mad because you're not going to like what I'm about to say. But is it possible that you are using what you have experienced with the narcissist as an excuse for why things are what they are right now in your finances? Maybe there's a little bit more self-responsibility that needs to come through in moving you forward. I need to say that better. Self-responsibility isn't the word. Accountability. Now, to be fair, sometimes what can seem like laziness is actually depression or fatigue. So if you have been feeling lazy, if you have been feeling unmotivated when it comes to ways to earn, diligence and discipline with your finances, maybe have you been doing a lot of retail therapy? Or have you even possibly been overeating, spending more money on food? So when I say overeating, I don't necessarily mean like you're eating too much food, as much as spending too much on food. Maybe paying for your groceries and also eating out a lot. Going to very expensive places for that food because you want to treat yourself because you feel like you deserve it after what you've been through. These are understandable reactions to having been subjected to and currently recovering from narcissistic abuse. So don't judge yourself for that. But just know that some of what you might be experiencing in your finances might be brought on by your own behaviors right now. And some of those behaviors look like lack of effort, lack of motivation, look like laziness. All right, let's take a look at your last card here. So calmness. Calmness. And it says to calm your monkey mind, do not feed the animal. So this card is from the Crystal Love Cards deck. No, that's not right. Chakra Love Cards deck. And the focus for this card is your crown chakra. So yeah, I'm definitely getting a big sense of like you're doing some things with your finances as a sort of, unfortunately, dysfunctional therapy. You know, there's a self-soothing that you're doing through how you're using your money. And that is causing your financial problems right now, more so than anything that any narcissist that you've been involved with is currently doing or overtly doing or directly doing to you. It could be, and fairly so, that it's stuff that they've done in the past or your interactions with them in the past. If it was in a workplace, having been under their regime, under their thumb, you know, for a long time previously, but you're not yet recovered from it. And in not being recovered, the self-soothing gestures that you're taking, you're using your money for that instead of other things that also matter to you. Because of course, taking care of the self-soothing is important. You know, very important. In fact, it's the only way to move forward. Healing is necessary for moving forward. But see if you can balance out that what you're doing that is just making you feel better temporarily, and things that you can do that will make you feel better in the long run. There's this wonderful saying that I recently heard Layla, her name is Layla Hormozi say. Some of you, if you've watched this channel a lot, you've heard me talk about Alex Hormozi, who is, you know, it's probably weird for you if you know who he is, that I sometimes quote him or talk about things that he teaches when he coaches business owners, because of the fact that he is very hyper masculine. And this channel is focused on your divine feminine approach to your wealth and your career and your business, if you happen to have one. But he is married to a woman named Layla, who he speaks very highly of, and she's actually the CEO of his company. And if I recall correctly, she is the CEO. She might be Chief Operations Officer, but I think she's actually CEO, Chief Executive Officer. And I recently watched a video that she has out on YouTube. If I remember to, I'll link it here in the description box. But she said it in this video: money loves speed, wealth loves time. So these things that you are doing to self-soothe right now that are eating into your money are also costing you money in ways that go beyond the immediate moment. It takes time to heal, you know, and it takes time to build your wealth, right? So see if you can balance out some of these things that you're doing to self-soothe and some things that you can do for your long-term good, your long-term financial well-being, and do those as a self-soothing gesture as well, you know, kind of like a sticking it to them. I almost did that. You know what I almost did? Anyway, like sticking it to that person, that narcissist. Don't let them matter so much, you know. Calm that monkey mind. If you are thinking of them a lot, if you're obsessing about them, if you are ruminating over what has happened, if you are trying to plot ways to get back at them or to get them back in your life, any of that monkey mind activity, that drains you. And it puts you in a certain psychological and emotional state that will make you self-soothe, oftentimes through food or other oral ways that are more addictive substances like alcohol, drugs, maybe even cigarettes. Yeah, cigarettes are bad for you. Quit. And yes, there's a judgment, but they're bad for you, so quit. And so this person is no more. Do not let them own you, and do not let them own your money in these ways that you are indirectly having your finances affected by them, because they themselves are not a threat to your money right now, and they themselves are not blocking your money right now. One more thing about your celestial alignment: this which you have already done, the self-soothing that you've been doing, the retail therapy, the eating out a lot, possibly the overeating, possibly the eating the wrong things, possibly just buying things that, you know, maybe you've even been giving the money away. because you felt like you're not worthy of it. You don't need it anymore. Whatever the thing is, that's still been part of your celestial alignment. Okay? This has been part of your process of getting from here to there. So don't go feeling bad about the time you've spent so far. Just let yourself start to make some new choices that are going to better benefit you psychologically, emotionally, and financially. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to pull some cards from the Light Seers Tarot. I love this deck for talking about healing. Anytime I'm doing a reading on healing or things that have to do with one's emotional well-being. This deck is by Chris Ann. No, that's not right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Chris Ann. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what cards you get, what guidance you get. So we're just getting a little bit more information, a deeper understanding, some more guidance for you. But yes, for sure, group 2. Temperance, balance. Did I not say balance? Y'all, balance. So you're not at a place right now where you can just, go whole hog and just be healthy all the time. Just, work out, eat healthily, do work, build your business, handle your career goals, make sure you see your friends, spend time with your mom. You're not there right now because you are still feeling a lot of the fallout emotionally and psychologically from your interaction with that narcissist. But it is time for you to step into the light, okay? It is time for you to balance out the need to take care of that side of yourself with the need to build for yourself what you want. All right, it is time. It is time. It is time. So your next, oh, look at that. Came right on out. Your next card is, it's the Depression. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. And so this is speaking to the fact that your current obstacle in regards to the situation is feeling depressed. And as I said that, I felt someone in particular really feel overwhelmed. So it's not just depression, it's actually also a feeling of overwhelmment and a feeling and fear that things will never right size for you again, that things will never go back to what they were before. And what I am getting to definitely tell you is you hold the key to that. And I know that sounds cliche and it probably feels a little insensitive, but with the cards that we've gotten for you so far, you have the ability, if you will allow yourself to start moving forward beyond the interaction or the long-term connection you had with this narcissistic person, okay? And watch your finances benefit from, hey, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. If you're listening to the sound of my voice today, make this promise to yourself. For every frivolous dime you spend on something that on some level you don't need, and if you were in a healthier mind might not even want, you put that same amount of money into a healthy financial endeavor for yourself. Whether that is investing in something or putting it in your savings, investing is better, or buying something that you need for your business if you happen to be a business owner, buying a tool that you need for your art if you happen to be an artist. But start making the energy more balanced between the part of you that currently needs some help and some healing and the part of you that is going to thank you for it later. Okay? Because you know what you want for yourself. You know the life you want for yourself. You know what you deserve. And it is in your reach, in your grasp, within your reach. You know what I'm trying to say. You can do it. You can do it. Hey, do y'all know that song? It's from like the old Abraham Hicks seminars, and it would, I can't remember if it was at the beginning or the end. There's this song, You Can Do It. Dream big. I can do it. Oh, it's I can do it, not you can do it. Dream big. But you know what I mean. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Whenever I sing that song around the house, Justin clowns me so hard. He calls me a Yahoo. Anyway, let's find out about your other card. So the final card and the final piece of guidance for you, group 2, is, what do we have? Oh, look at that. Interesting. Yeah, it is. It has. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me say it in case someone's just listening and not looking. You have the moon and you have her in reverse. And you know what I just said a little bit ago about how even though you've taken this time to be unhealthy in some of your choices, not just the financial choices, but maybe for some of you, the eating choices, this has all been part of the alignment for you. Okay, so this confirms it because the moon deals with that which is unconscious. The moon deals with, that which we may not already know. And a lot of times when we have negative relationships, bad relationships, dysfunctional relationships, particularly narcissistic, not particularly, but also narcissistic relationships, there is something unconsciously at play. There is a belief system that we have or a set of behaviors that we have learned that makes us a match for that dysfunctional person or situation. And then some of us are lucky enough that we get to a place that we realize this isn't what I want. And we start getting the information to stop creating that kind of situation. It starts with, we get the information and the first thing that happens is that relationship, that situation falls apart. It's not always that we leave them. Sometimes it's they leave us, but it's because we are learning and growing, because we are ready for different more. And so we're no longer a fit for their dysfunction. People's dysfunctions have to match for them to have a connection or a relationship with each other. And so you are one of those people who got to a point where you were like, this ain't it. It's not it on any level. And so stuff started coming up for you. And that stuff can be very uncomfortable to deal with. And that could be the cause for the eating or the spending in ways that are not serving you long term or even really truly serving you in the moment. Some of these purchases you may have been making are similar to the idea of empty calories when we eat junk food, right? It's satisfying. It feels like we think it's satisfying for the moment, but it doesn't take long before we need more sustenance. We need better. More nutrition, healthier. Same thing for our money, So part of what we're getting here with this card and this position is keep doing the work. Okay? Keep doing the work. You are 100% on the right track. It feels like trash right now because that's what happens when we heal. Even physically, when we heal something, it hurts like hell, So it feels like trash. Stuff is coming up, some of which you may have had an awareness of to some level, but didn't have full understanding of. And so you're starting to get that now. Some of it is shit that you, and yes, I said shit that you never even knew was down there. And now it's coming up and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, I said fuck too. So what you need to do to feel free is to allow yourself to have this. Allow yourself to have this place where you are right now. It is temporary. Do not let it worry you. Definitely the guidance still, remember, to balance it out. Some of what you're doing to self-soothe. If you don't already have someone to talk to, a life coach or a therapist, a best friend who is wise, not your best friend that's always making bad choices, okay? Or a family member that just does dumb stuff all the time. No, you want someone who is further along than you when it comes to life. Sometimes we'll have that person when it comes to like money or when it comes to careers, that we know to go to, but you need someone who can help you deal with some of what's coming up to be healed when it comes to your love life. You are in alignment. Okay? The narcissist is not blocking you anymore. But some of your behaviors are hindering your finances right now. And as you continue to deal with that stuff from the inside, or the stuff that is inside and is coming up, as you become more and more conscious of it, you can't fix a thing if you don't know it's broken, right? Your finances are going to start to flow in a pattern, an energy, a way that serves you better and feels good for you. Okay. All right. So let me give you your affirmation. With group 1, it was just like right there. I knew exactly what it was. Let's take a look at what we have here. So we have temperance and its concept of balance. We have the fact that you're in a bit of a depression, and understandably so, because all kinds of stuff is coming up for you to deal with. However, you are still in celestial alignment. You can calm the mind. Hey, if you don't already have a meditative practice, consider doing that. And if you don't like just sitting still, if that style of meditation does not feel right for you, I deliberately try to make meditations for people for whom that is not a good meditation model. Let me say that better. There's a lot of words. It's like, what the heck did she just say? What I'm trying to say is the meditations that I create are specifically for people who don't like meditating. All right. They are active in nature, but they focus the brain and they focus the energy. And they don't have that like ambient music that sounds like outer space. They tend to have fun music, If there's a video, if I create a video, there are beautiful images. If there's no video, the audio, and it's just an audio, still, it's fun music. Mindset shifts. I'm doing alchemy on you with the energy that we are adjusting for you, giving you new ways of seeing yourself, your situation, and thinking about things. But I'm getting for you a meditative practice is definitely going to be helpful for you, whether you do traditional style meditation or you choose to do something like what I offer. Here on this channel, the meditations that are available are strictly regarding abundance and money because that's what this channel is. But on my Patreon, I have, actually one just dropped today. Okay, so I just did I call it self-love morning meditation, but you can do it any time of day for sure. All right, it's about 8 minutes long. I released it last week, I think, as audio only. And then this week, the video version of it dropped on Patreon only. So if that's something you might be interested in, you should definitely check it out. I feel like for many of you who got this, who were drawn to this pile and got this reading today with all the unearthing that is happening, the self-love connection in a non-boring way is the meditation that you want. So you can definitely get that becoming a member of my Patreon at any level. All of the levels get my meditations. You don't have to go at the highest level to get that the way you do with the included tarot reading. And then I'm also going to, this reminds me to put it on the website so that if you want to just buy it directly from the website and just get the one item without joining Patreon, you can do that as well. So that aside, your affirmation, which you can use in meditation if you want to, is this: I accept all parts of myself. I accept all parts of myself. For those of us who are into personal development or we're in the spiritual space, we tend to always think that we need to heal to our better versions of ourselves, right? Or we are only affirming of the qualities that we have, the character traits that we have that people tend to think of as being positive or good or socially acceptable. I don't subscribe to that at all. In fact, you don't see it here when I do these tarot readings because you only have one angle of my table. The goddesses and archetypes that are on the table are very much the light, they're of the light, but I also very much love and have a connection to the darker goddesses because I myself am pretty dark sometimes. We all are. I just don't mind it. I feel that there's equal space in me for my joy and my happiness as my anger and my sadness when they are there. And I let them all live. Whichever emotion is coming up for me, whichever character trait is naturally me, I allow it to live and I invite you to do the same. And I feel like that is your message, okay? So your affirmation is, I accept all parts of me, all of them. In fact, let's take it a step further. I love everything about me. I love all parts of me. I love all parts of me. This is going to help you with your healing for sure. It is going to help move you beyond what is currently a state of depression for sure. And then on top of that, it is going to make you bulletproof. Yeah, you heard that right. I made a promise. Bulletproof in the relationships to come. It's not that you're going to just meet perfect people from now on. And it's not that whoever you meet is definitely never going to do something that possibly hurts your feelings or disappoints you because, you're a person dating people. And so those things happen. But what you will not have happen again in the future is another narcissistic relationship. I am promising you that. If you choose to believe that all parts of yourself are acceptable and honorable because they are as much you. Hey, listen, I can only write with my right hand. I don't love my left hand any less. I love them equally. I'm glad I have them both. Same thing. Okay? And so going forward in your connections, whether it's a personal relationship with someone that's non-romantic, or if it's a romantic relationship, it's a work relationship, you know, because of loving your full self wholly, you will be less likely to be anyone's victim ever again, because you will make your choices based on your standards that are coming from a place of unconditional love of you. So your affirmation is, I accept all parts of myself. Okay, group 2, this is what I have for you today. If you like this reading, if these messages really made sense to you, helped you feel more in alignment, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified right away when I drop the next one. And of course, please share this video and its messages with someone you know who needs to hear them. We are never the only person that we know who is dealing with a narcissist, for sure. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where I bring you the divine feminine approach to your career and wealth, including your business, if you happen to have one. At the end of your reading today, the reading where we're going to find out whether or not a narcissist is blocking your finances, we are going to wrap up with an affirmation that I am going to create for you on the spot to keep you in alignment with the messages that come through from your guidance today. So why don't we just jump in and get started? Where's my mouse? There it is. The cards that we are starting out with for you are, as I mentioned in the intro, the Legendary Ladies Goddess Oracle, the Money Manifestation Oracle. Let me let it shine on its own. No pun intended, because that's a very, very, very glossy card. And the Chakra Love card, a card from the Chakra Love Oracle deck. Let us begin. Your goddess. Oh, I love it. You got the Morrigan. You got the Morrigan. And the thing that comes up right away. Oh, I forgot to mention to you guys, we'll also be getting some further details after our oracle portion of the message. We're going to get more details from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. I absolutely love this deck for dealing with anything that has to do with healing. I feel like it's perfect for that. So you got the Morrigan, and I found it very interesting here that the key word ascribed to the Morrigan in this particular deck is rhythm. Rhythm. You know, there is a rhythm to life. There's a rhythm for all things. If you happen to have been raised in or currently study the Judeo-Christian Bible, there is a phrase that was then, oh, actually, this might be from the musical Pippin. Slightly different source. Listen, don't quote me on this, but it's possible that Stephen Schwartz, when he wrote Pippin, got this idea from the Bible. But anyway, everything has its season. Everything has its time. Yes. Okay. That's Pippin. Everything has its season. Everything has its time. Show me the reason and I'll soon show you the rhyme. But in the Bible, I think it goes something like, how does it go? For everything, there is a season, a purpose, and a time for everything under the sun, I believe is how it goes. Same idea, okay? Another way we hear people talk about this is the what comes up must come down. We hear people talk about it in terms of, you know, we sow and then we wait and then we reap. So there's a rhythm to everything we do. There's a rhythm to life. And life really works well when we are in alignment with that rhythm. Whether for you that's defined as being in alignment with the rhythm of the universe, or it's defined as being in rhythm with yourself. And one of the tricky things about when we find ourselves dealing with a narcissist or recovering from having dealt with a narcissist is our rhythm is completely unaligned. We are a mess. We are a wreck. We are left for dead, it might feel like sometimes, you know. And we are certainly not our truest, most authentic selves. And what I'm getting for you with us getting the Morrigan here, and if I recall correctly from legend, here on this deck, for whatever reason, Anne Shin does not say the Morgan. She just says Morgan, which, same difference. I mean, it's not like people call me the Shon. I mean, maybe they should. But anyway, she has dominion over, literally, some aspects of death. In fact, you know what? Why don't we grab the deck? Because as I mentioned in the intro, this is the Oracle, what's it called? Guidebook. As I mentioned in the intro, this is a new deck for me, so I don't want to mislead you. But my recollection of the Morgan is she was directly involved with the decision over which battles were won and by whom during wars, if I recall correctly. Let's see what it says here in the guidebook. So her origin is Celtic. That makes me think of our friend Alyssa over at Celtic Fairy Tarot. Actually, this is the second Celtic goddess we've gotten in today's set of readings. Interesting. It says shape-shifting goddess Morgan helps you tune into the cycles of life. So we were already on the right track talking about the cycles of life. Beginnings, middles, and ends. Rebirths. Whatever you're experiencing, it's a transition between one of these phases. Absolutely. So dealing with a narcissist, having a narcissist in your life, it does knock you off your game. It does disturb your natural rhythm. Most times we find ourselves after the fact, if we have ended that relationship, out of flow, possibly off course from what it is we wanted or had planned for ourselves. If you are somebody who is still involved with that narcissist, whether you're in a relationship with them, they're a family member that you feel that you have to still be available for, possibly even take care of if they're like an older narcissist parent, those are fun. Or you work with this narcissist. You might be in an industry of narcissists like I have been for some time. And you can't escape this person. One of the keys for you is getting clear again about what being in flow looks and feels like for you, getting back in touch with your rhythm. This requires spending more time, not just alone, alone, but not just alone, specifically and deliberately away from the narcissist. There is something in how this person's brain patterns and behaviors are that just doesn't jive with you. Now, if you have watched this channel for a while, if you've seen any of my other narcissist readings, you know I am not a fan. I don't believe in them. I don't feel like they have a right to affect our lives in the way they do. So I'm always going to advocate for you to remove yourself completely from the narcissist if it is something that you can do. Right? If it is not something that you're able to do at this time, then really find a way to reconnect with your true self. What do you like? What do you not like? What do you want? What do you need? What is close to you that you could get if you would allow yourself, but this narcissist seems to be standing in the way? That is a very specific message for a very specific person, or a very specific question for a very specific person. So if you didn't understand what that means, don't worry, it's not for you, but the person for whom that is, you know what I'm talking about. It's like it's right there. Okay, so it could be for you going back to school and you've been talking about it, but this narcissist that you live with is discouraging of it for you. But we're coming up on September right now, at least at the time that I'm recording this. By the time this releases, it might be past it, but just for the sake of example, okay? Coming up on September, perfect time to enroll in something, particularly if there's a college down the street from you, across town from you. But they keep saying no. So, bringing this back to our purpose of today's reading, whether or not a narcissist is blocking your finances, the answer is resoundingly yes. Their ability to disturb your rhythm and the cycles of your life, the fact that you can't have a clear ending from this person. For some of you, it's that you have actually moved on from them. Again, you're not in the relationship anymore, but they hover in your brain. You may actually even be doing some stalking of their social media because so they're still present for you. This is not everybody, but for some of you. All right. But if you are definitely still in a relationship with them, you work with them, you live with them, they're your family, they're your ex, you co-parent, any of that stuff, this person disturbs your rhythm, and their disturbance of your rhythm keeps you from receiving, having, and holding as much money as you possibly can. They may even be costing you money. If you happen to be a male listening to this and it's a female narcissist that's always hitting you up for money, it could also be the other way around. If you were the female and you were the higher income earner in that relationship and they are constantly hitting you up for money, or you're having to pay alimony to them, whatever the situation may be. And then getting back to this thing about the cycles of life, or the cycles of everything has its life cycle, right? So the beginning, middle, and end of something, and still being, it hasn't ended. And this connection and the influence of this person on you needs to end. And I bet we're going to get more guidance around that in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at your next card. So this next card is coming from the Money Manifestation. The Money Manifestation Oracle. It says connection. The keyword that you got is connection. Let me make sure you guys can see that. And it says a special connection will open doors for you on your path. It may be a partner or mentor, a client, or a helpful friend. I just got that there is a friend or someone that you love as even more than a friend that the narcissist always felt threatened by. And in feeling threatened by this person, they didn't like you spending time with them. They, one of the things a narcissist will oftentimes do is monopolize your time, try to isolate you, keep you to themselves. Some narcissists actually even triangulate people. So they will say and do things to put you at odds with another person. Again, the goal is the same. So whoever came to mind for you when the word connection came up, particularly once I started reading about how this special connection, this is someone who is special to you, who will be able to open doors for you. Between this and that insight that came a second ago about possibly going back to school. Going back to school can take many forms. It doesn't have to be formalized education. It can be continuing education. It can be a class. It can be a webinar or a series of webinars. It can be a special set of workshops or seminars that's being held at your local library. Something that's close by and available to you that you have not been doing, have not followed through on. This can earn you more money. Whatever this interest is that you have, it could be that you are looking at something where it's specific to the work you already do, and it's going to give you another credential to make it possible for you to command more in the workplace in terms of earnings. It can be a new skill that you're going to be learning and adapt into the business that you already own. So it's going to make you stronger at that. One of the, for instance, for me as a professional tarot reader, one of the things that I am committed to getting stronger at is my understanding of the depths of astrology. Because when I listen to readers who know their astrology inside and out, it gives an extra special oomph to that reading. Do you know what I mean? And so it could be something like that for you. Say you're already someone who, maybe you're a handmade seller and you have an Etsy shop or something like that, and you've been doing throw pillows, but now you want to expand to doing throw pillows that have what's it called? Engraving is not the right word, but when you put like people's initials on them, something like that. Maybe not the best example, but you understand what I'm saying. So whatever this is that has been an interest of yours that you could use more training around, that is coming through for you. And then in terms of this connection, there is someone that you know who will be an asset to you as you move forward. This person is going to, as it says here on our card, open doors for you. So they may be connected at the program or the school that you've been thinking about. They may be connected at a business or a company, a corporation where you would like to work. They may be someone who's been advocating for you for a while to you, offering to put in a good word, to write you a reference, but you haven't felt ready to move forward. You haven't felt ready to take a step. You haven't felt ready to do something about it. And a lot of that is because of the in your head that the narcissist likes to do, They talk against these goals that you have. They talk against your desire. They talk against your advancing, because you have to remember a narcissist never wants you to surpass them. And the irony is oftentimes when we meet them, we're already far past them. Like, Like, is that something that you found in your own experience? When you think back to who you were when you met this narcissist, or again, if you're in a situation where you have several narcissists around you, and there may be one that, you know, you're very deeply connected to, closely connected to because of marriage or working together, and you felt a certain kind of way about yourself when you met them, but over time, in dealing with them, talking to them, adjusting yourself for them and their supposed comfort level, because you know it changes all the time, you have felt smaller and smaller and smaller, more and more diminished. It felt like less and less, not just less in life, but less of yourself. That's what they like to do. But that person that crossed your mind, now, for some of you, it could be that there isn't such a person that has crossed your mind yet. I'm still getting that it is someone that you are close to that is going to be this connection that opens doors for you. So it might be something is about to change in the life of someone you know and know very well or very close with. Excuse me, this candle is getting in my throat. It could be someone that you are close with, but a promotion in their job helps them help you with what it is you dream of doing. Or they're meeting someone that, maybe in a social event, again, maybe through work, maybe a relative of their spouse or significant other or something. They somehow come across, meet, connect with a person who is a good connection for you. And they know that you have an interest in the thing that this other person does. So keep your mind open, keep your heart open, and do not let the narcissist convince you not to move forward with your goals and dreams, not to research the possibility of enhancing your knowledge and gaining more training, getting new training or additional training, your choice, and let yourself reconnect with this person. And when they say, hey, I want to help you, or I want to be there for you, or I have someone I want to introduce you to, take them up on it. Okay. We spent a lot of time on that one, but this is like, it's, when it channels, or as I channel. And this was coming through as like a message you absolutely have been waiting to hear. You've been waiting to hear this. Okay. And then your final card from our Oracle expression. Can you see that? Express your true self. So this is our throat chakra. This again is this chakra love cards. And, I forgot to mention in the other two readings, the crystal that is given to you in the card as a modality for healing or helping to rebalance the chakra that has come up. So you guys got the throat chakra. We got expression. And then again, express your true self. The world needs you. Your message is your power, is what I'm getting to tell you. Your message is your power. Someone needs to hear what you have to say. Someone needs to know what you know. You may be someone who's worked in a field for a while and you've been wanting to or feeling like you would be a good teacher or coach in that area, but you haven't felt empowered to take such a step because you have been beaten down, made smaller and smaller and smaller, less and less and less. But I'm getting that you would be a very good teacher. There is a nice way. I'm getting there's two camps of you out there. Some of you are very patient and nurturing in your way of communicating with others. This would make you a good teacher because others would learn from you just from the simple fact that you are patient with them as you disseminate the information and they begin. It takes time. It takes time for people to take things in, right? It takes time for them to get it, for them to eat it, as I like to say, to ingest it, to really own what we're teaching them. And then for some of you, I'm getting that it's not so much that you have a nurturing energy, but you're just a very clear and succinct communicator. And so when you speak, people get it. You speak in a way that anybody can get it. Listen, I don't know how many of you watched the DNC. Again, at the time I'm recording this, it was last week. By the time this goes up, it will probably have been almost a month ago. But there was the night that Michelle Obama and Barack Obama spoke. This is not a political channel. I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I am an independent. I'm very much a moderate, which is probably one of the reasons why there's a lot of reasons why Los Angeles doesn't work for me, but anyway, enough about me. But I do love the Obamas, okay? For lots of reasons, I absolutely love the Obamas. And, Barack said it best that night. Michelle is a better speaker than him. He's great. I love him. I'd leave Justin for him. For real, I would. But, but Michelle Obama is so amazing. And, that it's kind of like a non-compliment. It's like, what does that even mean, amazing? Well, here's what I mean. She's America's mother. Maybe even the world's. I don't know how people in other countries feel about her, but she is that communicator. The kind of communicator I was just talking about some of you might be. When she says things, when she breaks it down in, again, digestible ways that we can immediately get her point and also internalize what she's saying, And I feel that some of you are that same way. So expression is called for here, and I'm getting there's a double meaning for you. Okay, so it's not just expressing yourself through your work, whatever the work is that you are feeling called to pursue, called to do, called to study and grow in. Oh, shoot, look at this. My goodness. Storyteller. What's your keyword? Expression. Yeah, definitely my artists are here. I know that several of my viewers are artists. Some of you are business owners. Some of you are just, you're neither a business owner or an artist, but you are committed to and devoted to building your wealth, maybe even career driven. But anyway, storyteller. I have this particular card here, even though it is not a goddess, she is an archetype because I identify as a storyteller. It is one of the things that drew me to acting. I've always loved stories, and I, as you can tell by the fact that I never shut up, love communicating. Keyword here on her, though, is expression. Keyword here for you with your chakra. So do some work around that throat chakra. Start to feel, again, like you have the right to speak. Not just in the message that you have to share for the world or the thing that you have to create for the world, the business that you might need to start for the world, but just even expressing your thoughts and your feelings again without fear of criticism, without fear of judgment, and without feeling as though you need to prove yourself. Okay? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You can hold whatever view or opinion you have just because it's yours, period. Or need to convince anyone about anything. You don't need to convince anybody anything about you or about a subject. Okay? So double meaning there for you. Definitely do the throat chakra healing. Use some lapis lazuli. Was it lapis lazuli? Yeah, it was. Use some lapis lazuli if you feel called to do that. But get back into your rhythm. So we got rhythm too. So we have expression and we have rhythm. So your rhythm has been, you've been knocked out of it. But as you reestablish your personal rhythm, as you realign with that which is your heart, your mind, your soul, your gut, your physical self, it will become easier and easier for you to express yourself and create and innovate for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that some of you guys are going to increase your learning in some way. And I am getting, again, to tell you, it does, for some of you, it could be doing something formal, like a 4-year program, or going to get, doing a master's program, or a, if you haven't done college yet, maybe going back to college. If you haven't gotten your high school diploma, maybe doing the GED. It could be formalized things like that. It could be getting, postdoctoral, things like that. But for the majority of you, I'm getting it's enhanced learning. And it's learning something either that you are already somewhat familiar with, or you've got an adjacent skill or knowledge, or even something new, but in either of those three things in a way where you are learning in a short amount of time, with or without credential, For somebody here, I know who it is too. I know who you are. And I know who you are when I say this. You want to be a life coach and a mentor. You know who you are. It's one of my clients that also watches the YouTube channel. You know who you are. And this is coming through. You can become a certified life coach. You can become a life coach without getting certified, but you can become a certified life coach as well. Same thing with if you happen to love personal finance, but you don't feel like you can talk to people about personal finance. Sure you can. Sure you can. And if you feel like you need the credential for it, you can become a certified financial planner. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a lot of time. But doesn't necessarily take a 4-year degree. And but you do have to have, actually, I think you do have to have a 4-year degree in finance. But don't quote me on that. It's my favorite thing to say. All right, let's take a look. Let's get you some deeper guidance from the tarot. And then we will be getting, I will be creating, I should say, on the spot, your affirmation to keep you aligned with your path. All right. So for group 3, I sure hope I called you group 3 at the top of this. I feel like I said group 2. I say group 2 a lot. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles. I'm going to pull the other 2 cards before I begin interpreting. Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and say it. So, okay, some of you guys are already high income earners, or you have a lot of money because you inherited it from somebody. Access to cash is not a problem for you. Access to money, or rather should not have been a problem for you. But because you might have been a target for the narcissist because you had these means. That's a hard thing to hear, and I probably should have eased into it. And I should have done my loving voice that, I can't like fake it, but I've noticed when I listen to the readings that I have tones depending on what I'm saying. And I'm sorry if that was harsh, and I'm sorry if that was shocking, but you already knew it on some level or suspected it. Right, so whether it's that you had access to a lot of money because you were a high income earner, or because you had connections with people who have money, or because you inherited money and had access to that, this might have made you a target for the narcissist. And 2 things are coming through here, okay? Again, the message to remember who you are. And this has to do with who you were before you met this narcissist. And then the other piece of the message is you will recuperate. I'm getting that you had access to this money or access to someone's money through connection. And you utilize that for the benefit of that narcissist. And it may have depleted your funds in a way that you feel is not recuperable, or you fear more so than it being true, particularly if you earned and built this fortune on your own and it was not handed to you. You did it before, you can do it again. It just might take a little bit longer. But remember, you are the resource. You are the money. Your ideas, your thoughts, your actions that you take, your knowledge, your ability to communicate and to negotiate too, but I meant to say network with others. You're the conduit, okay? You are the generator of the wealth. The money was a byproduct of the energy that you move through in this world, or the energy that you move as in this world. The energy you move through this world as, that's what I meant to say. The money was a reflection of the energy of you. I'm no Michelle Obama. Okay. Though, people used to say I looked like her, which I thought was weird because I don't think I look like her. But, maybe we reminded of people. Maybe I reminded people of her. Maybe we are a similar type of woman. I don't know. But it's a compliment. Okay. So let's get you your next card. Group 3 in terms of, I see this one wants to come. Okay. So yes. Okay. Your heart is still broken over what this narcissist has done to you. As you think of it, has done to your life. It's not that. It ain't that serious, group 3. Yes, they have definitely done something to you. Yes, what they did to you was not right, was not fair. Listen, this is applicable whether the narcissist was a romantic partner of yours or not. Lover's card is not just about romance. It is actually about reflection. A lot of times, at its core, it's about reflection of the self, because whatever relationships we have, whatever interactions we have with other people, there is a piece of ourselves that is reflected back to us in that relationship. A lot of times the Lover's card, depending on what I'm reading in the position of the card, can be about self-love. Okay, and let's take those two together. Okay, let's talk about this connection that you've had with the narcissist historically, and let's also talk about the self-love piece. I want to start with the second. In the self-love piece, your ability to love yourself is blocked right now. That is an obstacle for you. This is why you cannot see yourself clearly, why you have forgotten that you are the generator of that wealth, that you are the conduit, that you are the wealth, you are the money. So, and getting back into the rhythm, your personal rhythm, okay? That is blocked right now. But as soon as you're ready, you can start taking steps to unblock that side of the self. And I think the first step is expressing yourself. You know, if you're not comfortable standing up for yourself with the narcissist yet, or talking back to them, or even sharing with others, start by writing in a journal. Start by writing your true thoughts and your true feelings, your true wants and needs and fears and all that other jazz, in a way that you get to see it on paper. So you will be expressing yourself through the writing of it. And then when you see it on paper, and I really do advocate for journals being paper, there is something very therapeutic and empowering in writing our thoughts and not just typing them, that is going to realign you with yourself. Also, I want to give you something that I did. So a long time ago, I had this really, really bad relationship with someone that I loved very dearly. And we had the same relationship over and over again in 7-year increments. Yeah, I was cuckoo once too. And when it was the final time, first of all, I knew it was the final time because I didn't want that with this person anymore. Something happened one day where I realized I was not honoring myself. And if I had honored myself more, I would not have had the experience I had with him, right? So as I began to crawl out of that, then the devastation that was my life at the time, I instinctively one day, this is before I learned anything about manifestation or identified as any kind of a magical being at all, had never studied any goddess anything, just very naturally whipped out a white piece of paper, like printer paper, and took a red pen, and I wrote down a list of things: favorite flower, favorite food, favorite song. Very basic things that sometimes we don't remember about ourselves, particularly if we have a habit of getting into relationships with people that overshadow us, or having relationships with people, whether it's romantic or not, a parent or sibling, or all your siblings, or your work environment where you're constantly overshadowing in trying to get on well with these other people. You start abandoning yourself. We abandon ourselves long before anybody abandons us. The initial abandonment, that wasn't our fault. Some dumb parent did that, But the pattern of abandonment or self-neglect in relationships, it only happens when we are not being there for ourselves, when we are not honoring what we think, feel, and need, when we are not expressing ourselves. So I want to give you this as an exercise to try. I wish I still had access to it so I could share it with you. But start with that, and the stream of consciousness will kick in, and you'll come up with more items for your list. A place you'd like to visit, something you'd like to try, all these things. Don't make it just a bucket list, though, because bucket list is tricky. It can oftentimes make us stay in the energy of maybe one day this might happen to me if I'm worthy enough. That's not what we want to do. This is about seeing and acknowledging and expressing who you are today, knowing that you can change that at any time, okay? So that's the second piece of what this Lover's card, or rather the first piece of what this Lover's card might be, the self, self-acceptance, self-love. Again, it's blocked right now, okay? And then the second thing that this Lover's card in reverse in this position might mean for some of you is the ending of that relationship, that connection with the narcissist, keeping you stuck, not moving beyond that ending. Okay, and this gets back to what we were talking about earlier with the cycles. And I don't even know if I ever finished the thought, because sometimes my brain does that. But what I meant to say at some point earlier was, I think I did actually. Not letting it be over. I talked a little bit about the cyber stalking. Maybe you're hoping and crossing your fingers that they're hoovering you because you want them to regret what they did to you, want them to regret how they treated you. They will not. That is not how narcissists work, They will not. But getting back into the rhythm of you requires your letting go of the loss of them. Now, if it's a work environment situation for you, the loss of them might not be that you actually you don't see and talk to that person anymore, but just what you had hoped for that environment. That's also a loss. The fact that you didn't get that. You hoped you and your coworkers would get along. You hoped your supervisor would like you and would promote you, and then you've watched them completely, constantly denigrate you, but promote somebody else. And you've got to let yourself release what was a dream. Release what you thought this narcissist was going to be in your life or might have brought to your life. They did not. They did not. Okay, your final card. Let me get that for you. Your final card. I see you. Oh, yes, I see you. Look at that. Okay, first of all, can we just talk about the fact that you got two major arcana? Two major arcana here. So the Sun card is what you got here. And your advice here with the Sun card being in this position and in the upright is to know, like, it's going to sound cheesy, but the sun will shine again. Like, things are going to get better for you. Things are going to improve for you. This reading right now and the steps that you're being encouraged to take within this reading right now, you know, exploring how you might get more knowledge or more skills that will help you with your earning. This is the beginning. You might have just needed to hear someone say, yeah, you should. And now when your friend comes along, this Morgan card actually has more best friend quality. How do I say? More of a best friend energy. You know, she feels like in a sitcom or something, she'd be the best friend more so than the lead. And so every time since we've been talking about the friend of yours or the person in your life who you were close with, this card keeps looking, this version of the Morgan keeps looking like that to me, or evoking that for me. But when this person shows up again, and I do feel like it is a female person or a feminine person, whether they are female or not, they may just have a lot of feminine energy in them. When they come to you again this next time and they have this idea or this offer of how they can help you, open a door for you, you know, this time I feel like you're going to be open to it. You're going to take them up on it. And maybe because you're going to remember the things that came up in this reading today. And the fact that you got this big, beautiful sun card. Look how it's shining so bright you can't even see it. There we go. One of these days I'll learn. Don't judge me. I struggle with this every time I try to show y'all a card in this position. Anyway, it's going to get better. Things are actually on the road to improving right now. And there's so much yes available for you. It begins with you saying yes. You have been having this habit of telling yourself no, of closing yourself off and shutting yourself down. And I'm getting to tell you, open yourself up to what life wants to give you. Woo! And that's your affirmation. I am open to what life wants to give me. I am open. I am open. Okay, so that could be the affirmation. And then the other one too. So choose or use both. I am open. But even better, I am open to what life wants to give me. Because sometimes the universe is trying to bless us and we just can't see it. Because we're mad. Or we're hurt. I get it. I get it. Group 3, I get it. Okay? All right. This is what I have for you today, you guys. This one was long. Listen, I meant for this entire video to be 30 minutes. No. It's like I never met myself before, and I feel like I don't know that I talk a lot. I hope y'all don't mind. Anyway, if this reading resonated for you today, please let me know in the comments. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to give this a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, and definitely share this with the person that you feel needs it, because we are not ever the only ones we know who have been injured by a narcissist. But yes, group 3, the narcissist has been blocking your finances, and now it's time for that to stop. Take care, you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Do you know about my Patreon? There are 3 levels of membership available, each of which gives you instant access to my entire library of meditations and a host of other benefits. Now, at the Viber Gold level, you also get a free personal reading from me once a month. You should definitely check it out because I would love to have you join our community.